My family is originally from Bremen, Germany. My ancestors moved to USA in the late 1700s. William Pettingale was born in 1886. He created one of the biggest medical advancements of his time called the Pettingale kidney wart. James Pettingale and Betsy Cretter. This is James and Bessie on their wedding day. James owned the Little Restaurant. It is still located in Phillipsburg, Pennsylvania. James and Bessie. They were both born in the 1800s in Pennsylvania. They were parents to 10 children. Three of their children are still alive today and very close to my family and I. They raised my grandmother, Connie. This is James's registration to be drafted into World War I, but he was never drafted because of his 10 children. Faye Ellen Pettingale and Hassel Schultz. Faye Ann Hassel. Faye was the daughter of James and Betsy. She married Hassel. They were both born in Pennsylvania. They were parents of one child and my grandmother. Hassel served in the military during World War II and was later a plumber. Faye was a housewife. Connie Rodriguez. This is a picture of my grandmother, brother, and I, my grandmother in the middle. Connie, my grandmother. She is the daughter of Faye and Hassel, lived with her grandparents, Betsy and James, until the age of 15. She met my grandfather, Bob. They moved to Virginia to be married and gave birth to my mother. She later remarried and had 2 other children. Today she is a very successful woman and owns her own home health agency. So, what caused my ancestors to move from Germany to the USA?
Okay, well, I think that was just part of movement back in that time when they just wanted to come to the United States to start a new life.
Why did your family settle in Pennsylvania?
That's where they ended up. I think you've heard of Pennsylvania Dutch. That's where you had an influx of Germans that into that state.
Why did you decide to leave Pennsylvania?
I married, and we were living in Norfolk, Virginia, and we were there about a year, and then moved to Orlando, Florida.
What was the hardest thing about leaving your hometown?
My friends and the family.
What do you miss most about Pennsylvania?
I miss the change in seasons. I miss lilacs in the spring.
When did you move to Florida?
1959.
What are some traditions you want to keep in the family?
Mostly the traditions when we have holidays, of how we celebrate them.
And how did you decide to start a home health agency?
I was working 11 to 7 in a hospital, and I had 2 young sons at home, and I wasn't able to sleep during the day, and I did that for about a year, and I said I have to find something else to do. So I went into home health, and because it was a day job, more or less, and liked it a lot, and just progressed with it. Became a director of nursing, and then I became an administrator of an agency.
Much of my family still lives in Bellefonte, Pennsylvania.